Romania, 1989. Communist dictator Nicolae Ceausescu's reign of terror comes to an end. But as the hand of freedom pulls back the Iron Curtain, a devastating picture of life in this tiny Eastern European country emerges. Whispered stories of terror and oppression give way to unbelievable images of poverty and despair. The tragic fate of Romania's abandoned children pierced the hearts of people around the world, including Washington state businessman Mike Hollander. Determined to do something to help after witnessing the orphan crisis firsthand, Hollander partnered with a Christian orphanage and founded Kidstown, Romania in 1996. Over the years, many things have changed, but the Kidstown goal remains the same.
The mission of Kidstown is to come alongside Christian orphanages and to help provide practical aid to the children, as well as prayer support and friendships, to give them hope, to give them a chance for their futures.
Today, Kidstown International is a child sponsorship organization supporting homes for abandoned children on 2 continents. Thanks to a small but dedicated staff of professionals in the U.S. and abroad, and to Kidstown's growing network of faithful sponsors and supporters, hope is springing up in unexpected places, one fragile flower at a time. Kids and vegetables don't usually go together, but it's competition, not nutrition, that drives these amateur green thumbs. Last year's winner of the annual Garden Patch contest rode off with a shiny new bike, but the real triumph is the chance to own a kid-sized piece of Romania. It's just one of the many practical ways the residents of Casa Otniel, an orphanage on the outskirts of Timișoara in southwestern Romania, are learning to reclaim their heritage. The 25 children live here as a family, working, learning, playing, and celebrating. Today marks the 8th anniversary of the orphanage founded by Adrian Stan and his wife, Delia. Otniel means his strength is the Lord's, and Adrian is quick to point out that the Lord often uses his servants to meet their needs.
Fundația Kidstown oferă cea mai stabilă sponsorizare minatului nostru și dovedește seriozitate, promptitudine, este un mod de a ne ajuta demn și consistent.
Generous donations from Kidstown supporters finance the shipments of containers filled with much-needed furniture, appliances, and even household supplies to Otniel and other orphanages, and help with one-time needs like building repairs or vehicle replacement. But it's the monthly support they receive from each Kidstown sponsorship that helps keep Otniel running.
Food and clothing, shelter, their caretakers, all those type of things that we would normally provide for our own children in our homes, these children need those same things provided for them.
Eu am sponsori și eu eram primit niște poze cu ei și 2 scrisori. Și noi primim de la ei și noi îi scriem scrisori și desenăm.
The partnership between Kidstown and Casa Otniel also offers the children an education, a key to breaking the cycle of poverty for 10-year-old Angela and her 8-year-old sister, Ilei.
Acolo ne dă febe și învățăm acolo și luăm note mare.
In addition to the basics, the girls are studying English, music, and the Bible. It's a life they never dreamed of in the gypsy village where they were born, an hour's drive and a world away from Casa Otniel. Outcast in Romanian society, mere existence is a struggle for gypsy families. The girl's father looks for work every day, but simply cannot provide for his 10 children. Giving up his daughters was the only way to ensure their survival. The girls visit frequently with Pia, the director at Otniel. Today they meet a new sister, and Pia gets a stunning offer. With tear-filled eyes, Angela and Ilei's mother begs her to take yet another daughter. The request is hard to comprehend, and even harder for Pia to refuse. But there is simply no more room at Casa Otniel. The visit is all too brief, but Pia promises the girls and their family that they'll be back again soon. She knows it's a good opportunity to spread temporary help and lasting hope. The need in Romania stretches as far as the vast network of train tracks connecting the urban centers to the remote villages scattered across the countryside. The views are breathtaking, but so is the poverty. The people here are ill-equipped to adapt to Romania's rapidly changing culture. People like the Lazar family. Mr. Lazar works occasionally cutting and hauling wood, but not regularly enough to support their 4 children, including 5-year-old Tibor. Tibi, as his family calls him, spent the first 9 months of his life in a hospital ward, and he seems as fragile as one of his mother's chicks. But don't let his size fool you. Pound for pound, he's as energetic and mischievous as any other kindergartner at the Kidstown Orphanage in the nearby village of Bogata. Here at the Amaush home, Tibi is the class clown, everybody's baby brother, and the undisputed chief of the playroom. 3 meals a day, a stimulating environment, and plenty of hugs and kisses are helping him make up for lost time. And although he enjoys his weekend visits to his parents, he'll tell you in no uncertain terms that home is in the shadow of a church. Life at Amaush has a simple rhythm: work and play, community and family, physical, mental, and spiritual growth. Kidstown sponsors help to provide all of that, and something more.
When a child has a sponsor, then he or she feels that is a part of somebody's life. Some of the sponsors are written as your American mother or your American father.
I feel like she's take care about me and she's loving very much.
Thank you for sponsoring me. I like you very much. And thanks.
It's easy to see how important sponsorship is to Kidstown children, but the ones who benefit most from these relationships may be the sponsors themselves.
Life takes on new meaning when you have a child in another country that you have met and you have a connection.
Doug Skolton and his wife Jan sponsored Sandor at the Alesht home after their first trip to Romania in 2000. But since then, he has opened his heart to all of the Kidstown children.
When I visit these children, they know the word sponsor. They know it very well, and they say it to me. Are you my sponsor?
The bond between sponsor and child is sacred, and so is the bond between Kidstown and their supporters.
It is Kidstown's policy to send 100% of sponsorship donations to either Romania or India, depending on where the sponsor's child is. We are going to great lengths to assure that their funds are being used in ways that will help the children and that will move God's kingdom forward.
Watch them grow physically and spiritually. It's a real joy to have a part of that. I love it. I'd come here every year if I could.
It's talent night at Casa Sperante, an orphanage in the city of Timișoara. And there's plenty of talent to go around. Support from Kidstown and their sponsors offers more than practical help and friendships to the 17 budding stand-up comedians, world-class gymnasts, and singing sensations who live here. For these children, Casa Sperante is a place to dream of who they can become and discover who and whose they are.
The most important what we want for our kids, that they want to accept Jesus in their lives. These are our daily prayers for them.
Spiritual heritage is a key part of every child's search for identity, but it's critically important to this first generation of free Romanians.
We don't force them, but we try to show them every day how much Jesus loves them.
That love is transforming young hearts and lives, like those of Mihaela and her cousin Alina.
Casa Sperante e o casă deosebită, toți copiii se simt bine și sunt bineveniți.
To a casual observer, the girls seem like any other teenagers. They share a fondness for pop music and McDonald's French fries, worry about final exams, and debate the age-old question of what to wear to the spring formal. But the ordinary becomes extraordinary in light of the challenges they've overcome. Just 4 years ago, they arrived at Casa Sperante from a one-room flat in this housing project. Alina was forced to leave school after the 4th grade because her mother was unable to afford the necessary papers documenting her Romanian citizenship. Mihaela and her sister Christina were caring for their mother, who was bedridden with tuberculosis. After arranging for her hospitalization, Casa Sperante director Florica Yuga received guardianship of all 3 girls. Today, Alina and Mihaela are shattering the stereotype of a Romanian orphan. They speak 4 languages, excel socially and academically, and are making big plans for the future.
Aș vrea să mă fac avocată, dar mă mai gândesc până atunci când mai este timp.
The girls are growing spiritually too, and as their personal faith deepens, it translates into love and action toward the children at Casa Sperante, as well as their family and friends. It's something they tell us they learned from the Kidstown staff and sponsors.
Le mulțumesc că mă sprijină în fiecare lună. Dacă n-ar fi fost ei, poate nimeni nu m-ar fi luat.
And it's the kind of legacy Kidstown hopes to leave in Romania for generations to come.
We work every day hoping that someday those kids will be a blessing for the place where they arrive.
The current generation of children is the future leadership in the world today. And if they can take with them not only the gospel of Jesus Christ, but a very solid understanding of who they are and of what they can contribute to the world, wow, what a change that might bring.
The important work in Romania continues, but halfway around the world, a new chapter in the story of Kidstown International is being written.
In terms of the need for helping abandoned children, there's a great need in the global scene. We felt that God opened the door for us through a partnership with an Indian ministry, and so we began working in India in 2006.
That partnership began with a visit to the Gilgal Children's Home in Kashieri. A U.S. church sponsored several children there and helped Kidstown finance a much-needed construction project. Sponsorship at the Ukathal Children's Home began in early 2007, and others soon followed. Today, the reach of Kidstown International continues to expand throughout India and into Nepal, and so does their long-term influence.
In India, there are nearly 2,000 unreached people groups, and these children may be the only ones to take the gospel back to them as a native plant, something that comes in not foreign, but native, and they can hear and come to know Christ. I think when God looks at abandoned children, I think he sees little ones, precious ones, innocent ones, ones that he loved, children that he died for, children that he has great plans for. He sees their potential, and he sees their innocence, and he sees how wonderful they are. And he wants these children to blossom and to develop into all that he has prepared for them to be. But when he sees them living on the streets, when he sees them living in a barn, when he sees them living in an abandoned railway station, I think his heart breaks. And I think what he wants is for his children, for his church, for the followers of Jesus Christ to get outside of their comfort zone and to reach into the lives of these children, sharing his love in practical ways in order to give these children a chance and a hope for their future.